Much appreciated, Coach. Smack dab in the middle of I-295 that encircles the city of Jacksonville in Northeast Florida. There's a good look at TIAA Bank Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice, and that often runs you into a penalty.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
Pro team spill. Hey, Delta.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. That's out to his running back, Fournette. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 15.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Minshew. And this one complete to Smith. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20.
Complete to number 16. Too easy. A gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 11.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Minshew throwing on 3rd down. The open man is Smith. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Jaguars, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Got it?
Watch 57. I got it.
Hey, orbit.
Minshew, 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Jacksonville 1st down on a pickup of 17.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now Minshew. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop you,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. On second down, Mixon slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Look at me. Door.
Out of the gun now on third down. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. He'll drop to throw. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Hey.
56 to Mike.
Looking to throw. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Squeeze. Go. Get it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Fournette, a first down carry. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Set 15 line. 15 line.
Got one. Check 4.
6-6, bullet high. Fire.
From the 27, Minshew. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10.
Watch out.
General West. Shoot.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. Wide open receiver complete. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated offensive guys. Actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Christian travel.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he's taken down inside the 30. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Matchbox lights. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
So that'll back him up 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Blue draw quarters. Hey, wahoo! Hustle, hustle. Ready?
Out of the gun is Minshew. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10.
Topper!
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. James O'Shaughnessy, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. That's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 to score as they regroup with 1st and 10. They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll run here with Mixon. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at their 49-yard line.
Yep.
Mixon. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll set up to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. On 4th down, on his Logan Cook to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And taken right at the 35. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point good by Hopkins. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll go play action here with Minshew. Looking here for Smith downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Brandon, what we just saw there is something we hear from coaches throughout the league. How are you going to defend what they call the moment of truth ball, meaning a 50-50? The ball's in the air, defenders there, receivers there. Who's going to make a play on the football? And in this case, the defensive guys actually got it done and knocked it away.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else.
X3, 218, chopper.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And another tackle broken. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, Haywood. Check it out, now.
Off play action, it's Minshew. He's got Smith here. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
Ready. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Rip left, rip left. Hey, Alpha. Hey, lock it. Go. Shoot.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Minshew. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
70, Indy. Two-jet bomber, two-jet bomber. Fair, fair. Watch the ship, watch the ship.
Back to throw now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. He'll look to throw. Room to run past midfield. That's complete to the tight end Sample. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Ready weapon. Rush in. 56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check 56.
Now back to throw. He wants it all for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Intended for John Ross. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Go! Leo! Check! Kill! Turn up! Kill!
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He completes it to Boyd. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
90 Wolf! Take the West! Switch! Hey, watch it! Kill!
They'll set up a throw. He's going to let this one go deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Mike 56. It's going to be a long protein spill. Showing it. Mike's 56.
Now Mixon. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Watch the safety creep. Chris on travel. Now.
2nd and 6. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Get off the field. Bravo. 56. Go. 56. Check 56. Check back. 5.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Yannick Ngakoue has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one. Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A big hitter there. A 1st down gain of 26 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Fournette. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Fournette running out of the gun, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Hey, Charlie!
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Ready?
On play action, they'll throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. They will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Josh Oliver, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Again, it's Mixon.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
We go! 8 read. Hey! Get.
On 1st down, Mixon. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Yeah.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And down to the 36-yard line here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
Hey.
Nixon will try the right side. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And he'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Again, it's Fournette. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. A shotgun give to Fournette. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. A 1st down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 42-yard line.
Set. 60 or. Set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Hit it.
On 2nd and 9. Minshew. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And they will take a 7-point lead. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. That one 28 yards on the ground. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 27.
You draw Corker. Get it.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, Why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
64, weak.
On the run, it's Fournette. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. A gain of 3, second down.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
From the 44, Minshew. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 34-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. This is Fournette, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. A quick throw complete to Chark. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Now Fournette. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And this one into the hands of DJ Chark. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
6-6, bullet high.
Fournette running right. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was just thinking could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. The kick by Lambeau is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Bengals drive about to get going. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One to get your...
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
Defense.
Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Bengals' 16-yard line.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished, but to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Jaguars, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2, and they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.